Alright guys, this is Brian from Home Field Advantage. Before I head off to bed, I wanted to make a quick video. The Houston Rockets and Los Angeles Lakers is going to a Game 7. The series tied 3-3. Rockets won tonight in Houston. They go back to LA for the game on Sunday. They haven't posted a time. It's still to be determined, but it's going to be on Sunday. But basically, this is the message I want this video to portray. Win or lose Sunday, whether we win and beat the Lakers and advance to play Denver, no matter how far we go, or if we lose and then we have to come back to Houston, I'm proud of this team. After all the shit that this team has been through this year, the Houston Rockets deserve a round of applause. The injuries at the beginning of the season was Shane Battier was out a little. Tracy McGrady was out basically the whole season. Yeah, he played some games, but he wasn't effective. And he was in and out, and he played less than half the season. We had Yao, he was out a couple games. Mutombo came in and stepped up. Artest was out for some games. It just seemed like every game we had a different roster stepping onto the court. And somehow we made it work. While we're talking about that, in my opinion, Mike Brown did not deserve Coach of the Year. What challenges did the Cavs have to go through? What roster changes they have to go through? Rick Adelman deserved it. Hell, Matt McMillan, coach of the Trailblazers, deserved it more than Mike Brown did. McMillan coached the youngest team to the playoffs, and they did really well. I was very surprised at how well they did against the Rockets. And I know for a fact that team is going to do something in the coming years. And not Kobe, LeBron, D. Wade, Dwight Howard, none of them are going to be able to stop them. That team's going to be good. Rick Adelman, this team's gone through hell. And he's found ways to win. So Mike Brown, best record, what do freaking do? Shouldn't have won it. We were only one win from being number 2 in the West, which is huge. The West was such a big fight this year. Basically, it came out into the very last night for all the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then they go in the playoffs and lose their backup center in the first round, second game, to an injury. Come out, finish that series. We got the round 1 monkey off our backs. Go in the second round. Yao gets injured in the first game, but he goes in the locker room, comes right back out, he fights on. And it's the same thing in the second game. And then third game. At that time, we were behind 2-1. But Yao, they decided to go ahead and sit him. We came out of game 4 guns blazing. Came out, surprised everybody, shocked the world. And we beat the Lakers. So it's 2-2. And then we go back to LA and they stomp us. We didn't have Yao, and that wasn't our only problem. Come back to Houston, they have a story. We put it to them without Yao, or Tracy McGrady, or Dikembe Mutombo. The fact that we're here in a Game 7 of Round 2, the fact that we're here in a Game 7 of Round 2 makes me proud to be a Houston Rocket fan. This has been a long time coming. Houston Rockets have gotten no respect up until now. And it sucks. But I think they deserve the respect now. If you can push Kobe and the Lakers to a Game 7, you're doing something right. So Coach Adelman, you're the man. Because you made this happen. You put the personnel on the floor, and they're doing their jobs. Aaron Brooks, Luis Scola, Carl Landry, all these young guys are stepping up. And you can't forget Von Wafer. All these young guys are stepping up in the absence of Yao and McGrady. And when Artest and Battier are off their games, they're stepping into that role. And that's what they need to do. I'm going to show you guys a picture of my screensaver. And basically what it says is rookies. Right stuff. the future has arrived. And it has a picture of Aaron Brooks, Carl Landry, and Luis Scola. This is where it's at. These 3 players are going to be the key to our success in the future. With or without Yao, with or without McGrady, with or without Artest, with or without Shane Battier. These 3 players are going to be what we need to build upon. And I hope great things happen. I'm not saying we're going to do anything this year, you know. Honestly, we are still in a rebuilding year. We're trying to find the right players who aren't going to be injured constantly. Like I said, I am proud of this team. I am proud to be a Houston Rockets fan right now. So win or lose Sunday, doesn't matter. Because you know what? Houston Rockets for life. That's all there is. But honestly, to tell the truth, I am kind of skeptical about this series. I kind of feel like it's like the Houston Rockets Dallas Mavericks series in 2007, which a referee came out and said that it was rigged, and it kind of felt like it at the time, and it kind of still feels like it now. Rockets went up 2-0, and it ended up going to a Game 7 because of the refs. It was basically rigged. There's bad officiating across the league, but that particular series, and a couple games in this series, I've kind of had my doubts whether or not the right calls were made on both sides. Game 4, when Rockets won, I was kind of skeptical about some of the calls. So it's not just me saying the Houston Rockets; it's me saying both sides, both officiating sides. I was kind of skeptical on, but David Stern will make the most money if Kobe and LeBron meet in the finals, and it's just that simple. So I'm very skeptical whether or not this whole playoffs has been rigged for that particular situation. Honestly, we'll find out in this Game 7. We will find out. If the Rockets win, it's basically going to prove that it's not rigged, because nobody expected the Rockets would advance past the first round, let alone the second round. But if the Lakers win, okay, it might be rigged. If they lead about 20 or more, it's definitely rigged. How do you can get to a Game 7 and be blown out that bad? You shouldn't be able to. If you're good enough to make it to a Game 7, you're good enough to keep it within a certain amount of points. So if it is rigged, the Lakers are going to come out blazing, and it's going to be a 20-point game. And that's going to prove my theory that this playoff series is rigged. Game 4, Kobe only got like 12 points. Game 4, he didn't even drive to the basket. He was taking jump shots. Yao's not in there. If you're Kobe Bryant, you're thinking, oh, jackpot. He should have been driving it to the basket each and every time, and he didn't, because he was half-assing it. That's why I'm so skeptical about that game, about this whole series. But anyway, guys, Houston Rockets, Los Angeles Lakers, Sunday game, Orlando and Boston. That series is tied there too. Hopefully Orlando can pull it off, and then go into Cleveland and do some damage. I'm going to bed, so I'll talk to you guys later.
Stacks on deck.